Hello, I'm Tim Cargill. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to use the functions of the online ordination exam system to prepare your answers for the readers. What we will cover here are three basic issues: how to use the basic word processing functions provided by the exam system, things to consider when deciding whether to work only within the exam system or to use it in combination with your usual word processor, and finally, some special considerations related to the online testing platform, particularly issues of formatting style and the use of non-Roman alphabets, for example, Korean, Hebrew, or Greek. But even before we get started, I want to be sure you know about a special feature of the exam system that is available to you at any time. We have created a practice area that runs on the testing platform so you can try things out before the exams and see how they will work on your own system. In fact, we'll use that practice area for this demonstration. The link to the practice area is found on your My Profile page on the exam site. Open your browser and go to exams.pcusa.org. Click on the Login to your account button, and then on the Login screen, enter the username and password you created when registering for the exams. If you don't remember your username or password, click on either of the Forgot Your Password links and follow the instructions to reset the password. Once the profile page is opened, click on the Answer Entry Practice option from the menu on the left side of the window. On every page of an exam that requires you to respond to a test question, you will find the response box where you will enter your answer. It's like a very simple word processor. Taking them from the top and working left to right, the buttons in the response box will allow you to do the following things: undo or redo your last action. Place text in bold, italics, or bolded italics type. Justify the text to the left margin, center, or right margin, or apply both left and right justification. Apply a style for hanging indent, which in this case means indent the first line of a paragraph. Apply either basic paragraph formatting or one of several heading formats. Cut, copy, or paste either from a clipboard within the response box itself or from external text editors or the Microsoft Word program. Perform search and replace functions within the response box. Create bulleted or numbered lists within the response box. Increase or decrease the amount of left margin indentation of a paragraph, and show or hide visual characters for certain formatting codes. If a printer is connected to your computer, you may print out a copy of all the material inside the text box by clicking on the printer icon. Depending on the configuration of your computer and its browser settings, you may have the benefit of a basic spell checker within the response box. When active, the spell checker will underline with a dashed red line unrecognized words and may offer to make automatic corrections for some commonly misspelled words. But again, this depends on the specifics of how your browser interacts with other settings on your computer. For example, on the single computer being used for this demonstration, the Safari browser will both flag and offer to correct misspellings, but the Firefox browser will only underline misspellings. On some computer configurations, spell check will default to being turned on. For others, the user would have to activate it in each window by clicking on the icon. And on yet others, spell checking may not be available at all, so the icon will not even be displayed. Finally, as when using all automated spelling programs, you need to carefully proofread your work rather than rely only on the program. The spell checker might substitute a different word than the one intended when making corrections, and it will not flag words that are correctly spelled, even if they are incorrect for the context. The final button will enlarge the response box to fill your browser window if you would like more editing space. It will also, however, prevent you from scrolling back to review the question or seeing the warning timer displayed between the question and response box as the end of the test period approaches. A better way to increase your workspace is using the sizing tool in the bottom right corner of the box. Click and drag that corner to shape the box in a fashion that works best for you. One of the most frequently asked questions about the testing program is, can I use my own word processor and simply cut and paste my responses into the system? While it is possible to do this, it's not as simple as a cut and paste operation within or between documents in the same word processor. All the work in the online exam system will be displayed within a web browser. That means all the formatting must be done according to web standards, known as HTML. Word processing programs usually have their own program-specific formatting codes that include many more options than are available in HTML. Consequently, when material is cut and pasted into the exam response box, the word processor's codes must be replaced by HTML. That translation is accomplished by using either the text or word clipboard icon when pasting the copied material into the exam system. After copying the material, click on the appropriate clipboard. A special window will open into which the test taker will paste the copied material. When the Insert button is clicked in that special window, the program will replace the word processor's formatting codes with the corresponding HTML codes and place the resulting formatted text in the response box. So when you are deciding whether to use a full-feature word processor or the exam system's response box, there are a couple of important things to keep in mind. First, even though there are special clipboards for this purpose, there is some formatting that simply does not transfer from word processors to the response boxes because there are not HTML codes for that formatting. Second, just as when the full window response box is active, if you are working in a separate word processor, you may not see the warning timer. Any text that is only in the word processor cannot be automatically saved to the exam system every 3 minutes and cannot be pasted in if time has expired. Working in the response box assures at least a partial answer will be saved for the readers. After more than 2 decades of life with the Internet, there are a number of conventions that have developed for presenting text information online that are slightly different than those for printed materials. For example, the convention for academic papers for a long time has been to use double-spaced lines to make the reading easier. But within the limitations of many computer monitors, having that much space between lines of text is a hindrance rather than a help. Because the ordination exams will be both prepared and reviewed online, you will want to use the styles appropriate to presentation in web browsers rather than papers printed to 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. There is a section within the exams handbook chapter on taking online exams that reviews some of these stylistic differences and how to use the response box features provided in the online testing environment to accomplish them. You should take some time to review that style guide, and especially the guide for the exegesis exam if you will be taking that test. If for any reason you need to include characters from a non-Roman alphabet, such as Greek, Hebrew, or Korean, you need to remember that the online exam system is internet-based and operates on World Wide Web standards. The good news is that means it can handle any non-Roman alphabet, whether or not another user, in this case a reader, has the same fonts installed on her or his computer that you do. But this requires that such text must be entered as Unicode. If you have activated an operating system keyboard for one of these languages on your computer, and your computer is no more than a few years old, it will almost certainly use Unicode in conjunction with that keyboard. If you will be using non-Roman system keyboards, you are strongly encouraged to use the Answer Entry Practice option from your account's My Profile page to confirm that your system configuration is functioning properly within the online exams environment before the scheduled time for your exams. I hope this information is useful to you and helps to alleviate any anxieties about taking the exams online. The material covered in this video is available as part of the Exams Handbook in the chapter entitled Taking Online Senior Exams. Obviously, there is much else you need to know about taking these examinations than what we have covered here. So be sure to review the appropriate sections in the handbook for each particular exam and to take advantage of other training videos available from our website. May God bless you and your preparations to use your gifts in the ministry of the gospel.